today we're going to start section 5.4, which is that product to sum formula. So you just need to be able, you're going to learn how to go from product to sum. And then tomorrow we're going to do the sum to the product. So kind of stuff that we've been working on, just looking at some different formulas for that. So we're just doing that conversion. And then we're just knowing the difference between a sum or a difference. Sum is adding, difference is subtracting. Of two angles and a product means multiplying. So that's kind of what we're looking at for today. Biggest thing is I always say, it's like, take a deep breath when we start doing these, to sit there when you're like, what is the information that they give us, and then you're just figuring out which formula that kind of correlates to, is ultimately how, because they looks a little scary sometimes when we put these up here. So this is on your guys's reference sheet that you guys have, right? Honestly, our reference sheet is going like straight in order for us. So it's right below that half angle, and you got that product to sum. And then tomorrow we'll do the sum to the product one. So at the end of tomorrow, we will have that whole left-hand side of the sheet, of the that reference sheet done. And that's how I kind of set it up, to where everything on that one side, if you have it printed off on a full sheet of paper, it's everything on the left side, like if you're at home on that form, or if you have the little cut half sheet of paper, everything on the front side is for chapter 5. So after tomorrow, when we do the sum to product rule, we'll be done with chapter 5 on all of the formulas, and then the back side is actually chapter 6. So look at that, man. You guys looked at all those formulas and chugging right through them. Sound good? All right. So when it comes to our product to sum, product means, yep, good answer, multiplication. So we're multiplying two things together, and we're going to convert them into the sum. All right. So product, we're multiplying, and then we're converting them into a sum. So we're either going to add or subtract them together, either the sum or the difference, right? And then that's what these little guys right here is. There's your difference, a sum, and a difference, right? Sound like a good plan? And I could bore you guys by going through, and we kind of did it with one of the other sections. I think it was with that double angle formula, where we went through and we went back to that sum and difference formula, and we plugged everything in, and then we were able to get the answer that we wanted. Where they came up with the formulas. We could do that with these as well, but maybe I'll save that for like on Thursday and Friday when I'm actually back in the classroom. So we're just going to hop over to some examples for today. All right. So let's say they gave us sine of 8x times the sine of 3x. Okay. And there is no equal sign, so we can't solve these yet. We're just going to simplify these. So we're going to find the formula that this applies to, and then we're just going to simplify that formula. So when I look at it, I have sine and sine. And my operator is multiplication. So I know I'm looking at the product formulas. So I'm going to go back up to my product formulas. And I have sine times sine. And I just go through here. Sine times sine. Cosine times cosine. Sine times cosine. Cosine times sine, right? So you have to make sure you're finding the right one. So we had sine times sine, so we're going to actually look at this very first formula, right? So we got to rewrite this big long guy. So on our problem, so if we want, here, let's go ahead and put it out there. So this one is 1/2, and then in brackets, cosine of alpha minus beta minus cosine of alpha plus beta. We can close our little brackets. So we just need to figure out what our alpha and beta is. So what's our 8x going to be? I know the volume's on. Somebody say it? Did I hear somebody say alpha? And what's my 3x going to be? Yeah.
Beta.
Good job, good job. That's going to be our beta, right? So we can just go ahead and fill this into our equation. So 1/2, oops, I'm going to move it up for you guys now. 1/2, then we got our brackets. Cosine of alpha, 8x, minus beta, 3x, minus cosine of alpha, 8x, plus beta, 3x. So now we can just kind of simplify that by combining like terms. So we're going to get what? 1/2 of cosine of, what's 8x minus 5x? Or 3x, sorry. Thinking ahead, 5x. Minus cosine of 11x. Right? And can I simplify it any further? No. Nope, I can't combine those sines and cosines. Those are two different animals, right? So that's as far as you can go for today. So that's it. Right? So just to poops and giggles, we can even throw another one in there real quick. So sine of 4x and then the cosine of x. So first thing you always got to do on these, because this is what happens when it comes to the difference between doing our homework assignments from day to day and then when it comes to actually taking the test. So when it comes to the homework and when you guys are given these lessons, you're only given that one piece each time. And then you guys get in the habit of just like, oh, all of these problems are off of this little section and off of this little area of formulas. So, and then all of a sudden when it gets to the test and then you see this on the test, you're like, I don't know which formula I'm supposed to use. So we always want to sit there and look at the problem and be like, all right, so what are they giving us? Right? And when I look at this, it's product, it's multiplication. So I know it's going to be one of those formulas that are lower on the sheet. And it's like, all right, so the product. So I bet you I'm going to turn these babies into that sum, that addition or subtraction. You're going to go through your little formula. And this one gave us, they said sine times cosine. So which one is sine times cosine? This guy, right? And making sure we're finding the right formula helps us out. Sound good? And then you guys are just going to start plugging and chugging, right? So for this formula, this is the 1/2 of sine of alpha plus beta plus sine of alpha minus beta, right? And I think we can just start plugging and chugging. You might even be able to go right straight to the answer. Right? So we know we got 1/2, and then we have the sine of, what's alpha plus beta? Good job, thank you. 5x, right? Plus the sine, ooh, that's a really, sine of alpha minus beta. And what's alpha minus beta going to give us? 3x. There you go. Good job. Right? If it makes you warm and fuzzy, you can throw these guys in parentheses if you like. You don't have to if it makes you feel better. And then that's it. That's as far as we can go for today, right? Because all we're doing is simplifying. So that's as far as we can simplify. And when it comes to sines and cosines and like being able to add these together, like this part of the parentheses and this part inside the parentheses would have to match up exactly to be able to add them. Those are two completely different animals. So we can't do anything more with those. So that's as far as we can go for today. So I think for your guys' homework or for your assignment, there's 12 of them. I'm going to sneak out of here.